for 20-plus years. A little bit later as Wemby him to go 82-0.
In it against Houston.
Currently for San Antonio, those are the worst.
Game to grow to what we saw.
Around Covington, cruel intentions are crazy. As he do overtime and make both of them. A block on Zoo and skates in the corner for three. Up under, steps around, but bounces into Zoo.
Nice.
Goes over
that easy layup.
Jump. Back the other way. Sohan.
It's behind him. They had to take it out of bounds. And
some second chance points, right?
10 for 16, so both good games.
They've got the last 5 of the game. Sohan 4-3. Back outside to Leonard to the corner.
Wemby was there.
With Vassell to beat to the house, and he
quick turnaround.
He was the fastest player.
Well, and how about Wemby?
Russ for three. Off to the races with the defense. It is.
Van to pluck away 2 steals early.
Much by Wemby. And he did, but has influenced every shot where the put away right there. Zoo, walk out in that same category. Meanwhile, George in and out
from the Spurs.
Once again, reaches it, holds the finish. No rebound, batted up. Weaves his way down the lane. Mid 5-point game of that overtime win against the
understanding or separating
Chisholm, who was part of the draft picks in the league. He's nice pass by Highland. And his wish came.
Employee number 13.
Looks inside to Plum. Pay. The three in the corner is good. Osmond in the corner for 3. Leonard. Osmond unloads another 3. In corner. I see it almost. Powell for 3. He's going to find some pretty creative ways to 23 from the feet. Branham. To existence, Jim, as Wembanyama taps it up. Highland. I know I'm mistaken, but allow Jazz to kind of Martin.
Not able to keep
these. There's not a lot of point guards that guard. Shortly after the draft, Wemby has been polarizing with pundits. Russell Westbrook will be remembered. Jeremiah has it, 14 to shoot inside. Background, Powell sees it, tries to get around the line. The leaping leaner is good. Wembanyama, mid-range. Branham. The floater Spurs just 7 for 22.
Early in his career to get to.
Now 2 and kicks it to the corner to Jones for 3. What he brings to the table for the Clippers. They don't play again until Monday.
Exciting.
You and I have them in the top 6 to sign his checks. Moves nicely around, back to Powell for 3. Clippers 3 for 3 here. He gives it up to Collins for the floater.
Allow space to happen, then travel.
His defender fires a 3 wide in the draft lottery. Lob to Wemby.
Read that perfectly.
For 3. Yama spins inside and puts it off the window. While Nico for 2. Hey,
good body. Beautiful move that time by Zach Collins.
George, whistle, footwork inside against Covington, and then Leonard sheds his defender. Mid-range going forward for San Antonio. Hesitation down the lane. Type all that much. These are just now hit their last 2. He likes this matchup. Boone feeds Zoo, feathery floaters. Corner open for 3, lets it fly. Finds Johnson on the near side. Spurs come back the other way. 9th turnover 14 for San Antonio. Length for it. The offense join Akeem Olajuwon and Leonard into the paint. Floater. Drive by Vassell. 5-year extensions here going forward for San Antonio.
Nice move by
plans. Leonard in that contract. Well, Bain is sensational, by the way. 49 to 31. Osmond did very good off the bench. Osmond with the first of 2. He's like, let me go over to Europe. Highland inside, able to
from that perspective or on the bench.
There's just been a steady shift there. Deep back pedaling Leonard to the rim and I don't know that. Across the court to George, catching. They have struggled with that category. The first Westbrook recovers. Westbrook hangs inside. Not to the double comes. He's in trouble. He gets bailed. Lob to Plumlee. 2 games. Osmond for 3. Vassell, good look. Advantage of the San Antonio misguarded 3 is in the air. Oh,
doing defensively in the first half.
Us too. I like that.
58-37. Clippers out in front.
And Russ right there.
The starting lineup is the length, and Wembanyama is going to be a star.
He has to do on the court because having it traditionally and a point guard is
I noticed you're golden. West unable to cash in. Clippers get the recreate separation. Launches in the middle.
Cleared enough space to
Clinton filling in the percent. 3 point. Oh, I like this matchup. Ian pushing down the lane, floats it up.
felt that one.
Well, it's one of the bylaws of the CBA. Rebounds, 3 assists.
Nice.
And there.
That time, Paul returning to very offensive player.
Just inside to Zoo, surrounded by
Young player. Assume coaches trusting it to the player.
on the wing for 3. Clipper Nation, the Orlando Magic, and then West against Dallas. Wemby comes on over for San Antonio, but those are a little bit foregone conclusion that he was the number 1.
Because there was Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, number retired at the U for Jim Jackson.
Connie Williams, Kate Cunningham. They have a talented core.
To the NBA Finals in a few years. George just pulls a trigger. Keldon Johnson contested 3. Collins inside the Clippers. Now that is
Rose Wemby.
nice cut. So wide open. Paul George. Vassell runs the way. Westbrook gives an effort. Does it with grace that is beyond
Giannis, Luka.
traveler yourself. But while Leonard misses on the
Defense and shot blocking. Who did it?
give me an era. Elmore Smith. Elmore.
Because he had a triple-double, and it was 20 as an official stat. Block games I've had.
But Arbach, whether it's Bill Russell, you can highlight what they did.
Nice hands by Kawhi.
29. Leonard contested 3 late. Zoo with the first of 2 misses.
University of Toledo. And maybe in the back, I don't know how. He just laughed. He said,
You're 22 years going forward after
asked if he could. He knew I was.
same pointing night in Salt Lake City. How about I think he has played terrific basketball, all about environment, quite frankly.
Well, and with the Lakers and what they need.
One of those parties. The Lakers
For a game to be a playmaker and a great.
has Osman to beat, gets ahead of him. In 11 minutes, I suspect he will play on Batum. The floater off the window. Plumlee drives. Powell forces up going forward, but there will be a very Clippers.com/tickets started and how it is going. Big John in front, 93-60, not make the playoffs. Lob to KJ. Island forces the issue off the window.
All talent right there.
Way, he has been wonderful in the way. Martin inside, floats. I don't know if he lays it home.
And just throw it up. He'll go get it.
Work does a great job over there. Branham has got enough momentum. George on the bench. Passing.
Listening to your games, how did JJ?
First of all, the night was a little long. Whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I'm gonna make it. I'm speaking that into existence.
Oh, good defense.
Watching his development, Powell once again.
He could do a little bit of everything, even though
Audio Express, I believe it was, put out an arc back by McDermott. He's a shooter. Powell tries to retaliate.
in critical games that
% career 3-point shooter. Not. And lob to Branham off it. In Utah for 2 misses. It was 3-0 San Antonio. Martin in the corner for 3. Hold. Round Plumlee floats it up. Not in. It's right now in the NBA. I love to try to find something here.
20-25 games, some things off. Now teams do have game mark.
3 ins, fades, and knocks it in the offense.
But yet still, he's valued the basketball.
And they pick him up from depth.
Well, you have to trust that Bones can come in and run offense defensively. Are you still locked in?
Arlo is in. Branham away. Lob to Martin.
You call that one? That's where sometimes people get upset with the fifth. It wasn't necessary and it wasn't really attacked.
Kobe Brown transition 3. Off-season scrimmages on a few occasions.
Somebody lost.
Step away 3.
See, you know the thing I love about this? Like Bill Collins, when he did in the air of the night. That's a good one. See?
All of Motown until the Motown 25 for 3. In and out. San Antonio Spurs. We got our first count to Bones Highland. Target games for the Clippers. They have trailed for a toss against San Antonio last year. Night here for Paul George. Back after a disappointing line. There's a Qdoba that I go by.
He believes he's the real deal, but he loves the job they're doing defensively in the first half.
Hey, Pat, way to throw Brian under the bus, too. I like that.
Against the Lakers, 58-37, Clippers out in front.
Play for San Antonio. And Russ right there.
The reason that currently that Sohan is in the starting lineup is the length and team. I'm not underestimating them. Obviously, Wemby is going to be a star.
Well, but I think it takes away from what Wemby has to do on the court, because having a traditional sets, run plays efficiently, and a point guard, more pressure on Wemby to have to do his thing like this. I noticed. Just call me Wemby moving forward.
You're golden. West 37. Keldon Johnson unable to cash in. Clippers get the rebound. George creates separation, launches in the mid
with his off arm, but he cleared enough space to get
to dodge the defense of Covington. Sohan just a 24% three-point
layup if Paul George wants to go up.
Kawhi like this matchup in the front. Johnson dashing down the lane, floats it up.
Kawhi, okay. Felt that one.
We also do whatever you want when you've got two finals MVPs. That's one of the bylaws of the CBA. Multitasking effort for him. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. George.
Nice. And they're dime to Paul George back door. That time, Paul returning defenses can get right to your primary offensive player.
Being the example. Nice pass inside to Zoo, surrounded by
the 2-3 zone. And as a player, young player, assume be a voice on the court that the coaches trust in that to the player.
12 points, 8 rebounds. Now on the wing for 3. Clipper Nation. Clippers in action Tuesday night against the Orlando Magic, and then went to then one down south in Texas against Dallas. Wemby comes.
And then ultimately it was a turnover for San Antonio. But those are the little things.
He was very emotional on draft night, even though it was a foregone conclusion that he was the #1.
He said he had to learn how to be a lockdown defender because there was Tim Duncan, manager Ginobili. To say 22 years in honor of his number retired at the U for Jim Jackson.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. That Detroit team with Monty Williams, Cade Cunningham, they will pressure teams, push teams. They have a talented core.
Bound year after year, got him all the way to the NBA Finals in a few years. He flirts with Wembanyama. George just pulls a trigger right now, 72-43. Keldon Johnson contested through that. Tuesday, Wednesday. Collins inside.
Zone defense once again for the Clippers.
Now that is
by Zoo, kind of froze Wembanyama.
Nice cut, hit spots an entry. Finds a wide open Paul George. Go along with his 17 points. Vassell, live ball turnover. Wembanyama runs the way. Westbrook gives an effort. Game. Tons of attention. Handles it with grace that is beyond.
The media stuff a lot different. Giannis, Luka.
Your age, to your point, as a world traveler yourself, Kawhi Leonard, this is on the...
Just a quick note, you talk about his defense and shot blocking.
And
you know who got it? You know who did it?
Give me an era. Morris Smith.
Close.
Elmore Smith. Elmore. Yes, go ahead.
Well, no, it's a great stat because he had a triple-double, and it was 20 counting blocks as an official stat. 17, 20 block games I've had.
Those guys were around their minds, whether it's Red Auerbach, whether it's Bill Russell. We talk about 40 years ago. You can highlight what they did here without him.
Nice hands by Kawhi.
The Clippers kind of reshuffle. Out in front by 29. Vassell draws the double from Jenny Osmond. Leonard contested 3 late in the... Zoo with the first of 2 misses.
Came down and played at University of Toledo. And they are good friends. We got back in the back. I don't know how.
And then Zeke said,
he just laughed. He said, I too.
Patrick O'Neal referenced your 22 years going forward after.
Coaching staff asked if he could. Honored that he even asked. He knew who I was.
Clippers needed to have after a disappointing night in Salt Lake City. How about Ross? Don't feel that he has forced anything. I really think he has played terrific basketball for Westbrook. It's just all about environment, quite frankly.
Well, and here with the Clippers makes sense. With the Lakers and what they need.
Casting blame on either one of those parties. The Lakers
work hard when LeBron wasn't in the game to be a playmaker and a great
50% mark. Powell picks the pocket, has Osman to beat, gets ahead of him. Norman Powell, 9 points off the bench in 11 minutes. I suspect he will play. Osman gets around Batum, the floater off the window. Powell waves off the screen. Plumlee drives. Powell forces up. He knows there's going to be nights like this going forward, but there will be a very 17th. Get tickets at clippers.com/tickets. Spurs through 3 quarters. That's how it started and how it is going. Clippers out in front 93-60. Easy for the Clippers, and Orlando did not make the playoffs. Lob to KJ. Bones Highland. Pick and roll action. Plumlee rescreens. Highland forces the issue off the window.
And that was all talent right there.
Greg Popovich went out of his way, so he has been wonderful in learning experiences along the way. Martin inside, floats. Wembenyama, I don't know if he lays it home. Tap
against Houston, and he kept reiterating, just throw it up. He'll go get it.
For the San Antonio Spurs television network, does a great job over there. Branham, Blazers, Portland came back and just got enough momentum to keep Kawhi and Paul George on the bench. Bassey.
You know all of Jim Jackson's stats. I've been listening to your games. How did J.J.
He's a tea drinker.
Yeah, I'm a tea drinker, first of all. Hey, sometimes I was at my best when the night was a little long.
Jim Jackson.
Yeah. You want the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
It needs to happen. I'm going to make it. I'm speaking that into existence.
Oh, good defense
player. I'm looking forward to watching his development. Powell once again.
When it was, he could do a little bit of everything, even though
jokingly, the San Antonio Express, I believe it was, put out an deflection by KJ Martin, taken back by McDermott. He's a shooter. Powell tries to retaliate.
But when they make substitutions in critical games, that
McDermott, by the way, a 41% career three-point shooter. Not wave. There is Wesley. And lob to Branham off it. Was a spark for the Clippers in Utah. The 2 missed it his previous 2. It was 3-0 San Antonio. The Clippers. Martin in the corner for 3. Hold from the corner. Branham on the mismatch. Gets around Plumlee. Floats it up. Not in. Kind of hard to figure out trends right now in the NBA. I love to try to find a player like, yeah, we're on to something here.
20-25 games. When you have early injuries, kind of throws some things off. Now, teams do going to be about that 25 game mark.
3-pointer on Wesley. Spins, fades, and knocks it.
On that second unit that you look to run the offense, but yet still he's valued the basketball. Reverse pivot, on balance.
A couple of different things didn't work out. And they pick him up from Denver. He's a second-year player.
What? The trouble or something. And they're going to have to trust that Bones can come in and run. You're up 20-plus points. Are you still running the offense defensively? Are you still locked in? Evaluation.
Dominic Barlow is in. Branham plays with Kobe Brown. The rookie tears it away. Lob to Mark.
And hanging, you call that one? Exactly.
And there was nothing.
But that's where sometimes people get upset with the fifth. Didn't have to call that. It wasn't necessary, and it wasn't really attacked.
Kobe Brown transition through. Show during those off-season scrimmages on a few occasions.
Favorite Motown? So many.
Somebody lost hands to Champagny. Step away 3.
See, you know the thing I love about this tour, because it's kind of like Phil Collins when he did in the Air of the Night. How about that?
That's a good one.
See?
I wasn't familiar with all of Motown until the Motown 25, Motown 10. Mudashvili gives it over to Branham for 3. In and right. For Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. We got our first. Musa Diabate sends it back out to Bones Highland. Target. Two home games for the Clippers. They have trailed for a total. Clippers, their largest winning margin ever was against San Antonio last year. Get used to this. It feels like this is every night here for Paul George. Improved to 2-1. Nice bounce back after a disappointing
Takes his team and gets his wine.
There's a Qdoba that I go by.